live from Vancouver, Canada, and Chicago. And it's always a pleasure to have back on the show Dr. Bob Weil, known as Dr. Bob, who is a respected podiatrist and radio host of the Sports Doctor. And he's here today for the Sports Doctor is in segment to talk about pickleball and the challenges. He's actually wrote an article, so we're going to get some really good information for those who are playing pickleball and for those who are wanting to. So welcome back, Dr. Bob.
Great to see you, Christine. We continue our 3-4 years, whatever it is, our Sports Doctors in segment. It's always great to be with you. The fastest growing sport in the United States and in a lot of areas around the world is pickleball. I have a great story. Two great patients of mine who were serious tennis players and senior citizens. One was the CEO of one of the local hospitals, and they had worn my orthotics for years. They were coming in for, she was having a new problem. This is like 5-6 years ago. And she said, I've been playing pickleball. And I said, what is pickleball? And it has become, again, the point of the article, which, by the way, for Lower Extremity Review magazine, celebrating the 50th year, I've been honored to write at various times for them. They're one of the supporters of the Sports Doctor radio show. I wrote an article in 2021 about pickleball, the fact that it is a physical sport. And jumping in, when I first was exposed to it at my club, and there was so many people playing, getting excited, most of them seniors, even seniors. And many of them didn't realize that you've got to be in some sort of decent shape. You have to understand that it's a physical sport. It's, again, you don't jump into running without getting your body in shape. Maybe you're a walker for 6 months is what I've always recommended. So pickleball is physical. Think tennis, think racquetball. It's physical. You're moving, you're changing direction. So there's all sorts of foot, ankle, knee, lower back stresses. So we want people to understand, if you want to begin to play or continue to play at various levels, stay in shape, get in shape.
Because there's a lot of running involved.
Absolutely. There's explosive movement. Again, there's upper extremity, core movement. We've talked about the idea that racquetball and tennis were two sports that required some of the best athleticism. So we want people to understand whether they want to talk to their physical therapist, their sports medicine person, their podiatrist. What are some good exercises that I can really get ready? And it's funny because in my book, again, hashtag Hey Sports Parents, I have a chapter talking with youth athletics in mind about 2 exercises that people should include their children. It's no different if you're a senior citizen or a runner. You and I have talked about it on a dozen shows. Strengthen your feet and ankles and work balance. Strengthen your balance. And those 2 things are crucial for pickleball or any sport where you're going to be changing direction, again, where you're going to be swinging a racket and you're going to probably be jumping in. Now there's a lot more sensibility. Many of my colleagues in sports medicine and physical therapy have started to pay big attention to these factors. Make sure you're in a good shoe. You don't want to be playing pickleball with running shoes. Running shoes are made for one direction after the other. Pickleball, like racquetball and tennis, like basketball, is multi-directional. So, now there are pickleball shoes. It doesn't surprise me. A good cross trainer, a good basketball tennis shoe, paying attention to the adhesive on the bottom, especially if you're going to be playing on basketball courts, which is common. If you're going to be playing in an outdoor court, you want the tread of your shoes to be sensible. But the big factor is you want a multi-directional, even a cross trainer, which are shoes made for hiking, multiple direction, all sorts of movement, is a good shoe. And you want to be, again, fit properly when you're playing a sport that's physical. And, jump into once a week learn some physical demands of the sport. There's a lot of good information out there now. Again, the fastest growing sport, all sorts of ages. And again, last weekend where we saw, my old John McEnroe was 20 years old when I put orthotics in his shoes, when he was screaming to his father on the phone when he came into Chicago to work with the late, great Bob Guida. And, back then he thought that tennis players didn't have to be great athletes. He thought, like runners, all you have to do is do more running or do more tennis or more whatever the sport is. And we started running into all sorts of physical problems from overuse of repetitive motion. So it's like I've been telling you and your runners since you and I started. You want to be a serious runner, you better strength train. You better
Mhm.
strengthen your body. Even if you want to be recreational, and if you want to start out, but racquetball brings into a whole other dimension, or pickleball, of multi directions. And pickleball is now famous again, where seniors are playing. Over the years, Christine, tennis players who were playing in their 70s grew up playing tennis, played for years, and knew what it took, and their bodies were used to it. They didn't start tennis as a 70-year-old. But pickleball, we're seeing that. So we want to pay attention to prevention of problems, like we've always talked about. And if you want to be a competitive player, let's get into shape. Let's pay attention to what you and I have talked about, including the mental game.
Yes, and there are clinics out there for pickleball, and I believe, and also too, there's many benefits, right? I mean, it's good cardio, it's good forces.
It's tremendous again, and the idea that when we talk about the new medicine, which has been a big topic that we've been on with your show, Run With It. The new medicine. Number one, eat smarter. Number two, keep moving. Number three, reduce stress. The keep moving is do what you enjoy doing. If you want to be a walker, great. If you want to be a competitive runner or a serious runner, like you were running 50, 60 miles a week. You probably still are doing close to that, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm
That's why I've told you that you got to strength train and work your balance. How you doing with that, young lady?
yes, no, fine, fine. And I know it's just enhances performance and it keeps you, injury free or can help, but
It's
also too,
yes, it can
yes,
help, and
yeah.
it's the best we could do. And again, the more serious your son or daughter is, or the more serious you are, the more we start running into these overuse problems. It's why I co-authored the book, hashtag Hey Sports. There's an epidemic of youth sports overuse injuries. Too much, too
Mm,
aggressive, overkill, whether it's soccer, whether it's tennis, any of the youth sports. And once your son or daughter starts specializing, it's even more aggressive. And now we're going to see. So you want to be educated, whether it's pickleball or whether it happens to be cross country running or whether it happens to be fitness in general. It's been the new year. Now I'm saying, hey, happy leap year to
yes,
everybody. But
yes.
it's a lot of resolutions for 2024. People want to be healthier again. They want to eat better. They want to include exercise. And around now and into March, you start seeing people backing off, dropping off. So we tell people, hey, relax, just pay attention to adding these things. But if you want to be a pickleball player, then you want to be in shape. You want to pay attention big time to that side of things. And I sent you an article, that article I wrote for Lower Extremity Review, the great magazine. And if people want to look at that article, I'll leave it up to them contacting you and you spreading the word, with the ability to. But again, when I wrote that, it was a tough sell. Pickleball was what? What is it? And I remember that story in my office where I looked at these people like they were nuts. Not in my wildest dreams did I think that it would become so big. And again, Even the point that you made. So is it as big in your country as it is in the United States?
Well, I don't know, but it's quite popular here. Quite popular. Yes, and it's just talking about equipment needed, and I see all ages.
Right. Yeah, equipment's a big deal. And for
Yes,
the most part, the shoes that are designed, whether it's Nike's involved, the New Balances involved, or these are the shoes that are designed for pickleball, you can't go wrong. But a good, again, if a good basketball shoe, multi-directional shoe, and again, you want to be fit properly, and then you want to add some rubber band exercises to strengthen those feet and ankles, man, big time.
yes. Thank you, Dr. Bob. Now, people want to reach out to you and listen to your program. Where can they go?
We have thousands of followers. It's always fun. If they go to sportsdoctorradio.com, they could find out about all aspects of what we're doing. A lot of excitement, on the X Twitter, which is now X, at sportsdoc, DOC radio. We have a lot of good sports medicine information besides just the, great guests. You're one of them. National guests, international guests, hosts, all things sports medicine and fitness. So if they go to sportsdoctorradio.com, and again, the Sports Doctor Live, 3 o'clock every Wednesday, great guests. Always glad to jump in with you once a month. The Sports Doctor's in, Christine.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bob Weil, and can't wait for next month. So,
Hey, happy leap year.
yeah, same to you, Dr. Bob.
Okay, everybody. Thank you.